son. Normal angst already.
I'm sure that'll get edited out.
If I can remember at this point. Okay, a couple of things real quick off the top of my head. You might hear Beckett crying and Michael hacking up along. Two very sick people. They're in the quarantine room, so to speak. No, they're just in bed. Beckett's trying to go to sleep, so hopefully we're not being too loud. He's used to talking and stuff, and normally there's a TV going, so we should be okay. But this is a kind of final review on the Colorado trip. Miss Joy, I know you had mentioned you can't wait to see the second half of the trip home. That did not really get recorded. I've looked over the footage that I did record, and it's really nothing that I can make a video out of. I did all of the driving coming home. My mom somehow managed to injure her back the very first night that we were in Colorado, and it went downhill from there very quickly. She couldn't sit, she couldn't lay down, she couldn't sleep. She tossed and turned. I'm not bashing my mom when I say this, but this is the honest to goodness truth. She was very vocal in her pain management, and it made sleeping for everybody very difficult.
Difficult?
Hard, impossible, not happening.
I actually had to get up at one point and go out in the van and sleep for 2 hours.
The Equinox that we drove.
Okay,
so,
yeah.
The vehicle we drove.
The vehicle.
Yeah, it was pretty bad. So, let's just start off with the vehicle that we took. And I know I think I said this in another video. Michelle has a goal. It's a Chevy Equinox now. You guys weren't around. I don't even think YouTube was around the very first van we ever bought. I searched for 4 years and fell in love with the Chryslers and the Dodges, and they've been our van of choice for over 20 years now. But
you've had, what, 3 of them?
Yeah, this is our third Dodge or Chrysler van. Our first one was a Chrysler Town & Country. Our second one was a Dodge Grand Caravan, and now we're back in a Town & Country.
Which are the same vans.
They're all the same, yeah. It's literally the same chassis and the same everything. They just have a different grill on the front. It's even the exact same engine was in all of them. I think our first one had the 3.4, but they're all the same Mopar engines. So anyway, the trip out wasn't as awful as we feared it would be. Hubby had his laptop with him, and he had movies that he watched.
I sat with earplugs in, mainly in the back seat, watching martial art instructional videos the whole way there.
The whole way there, and the whole way home.
And the whole way back.
It's funny because our very first time going through Kansas, we remember it being very flat. And then last year at Christmas, if you guys remember, we made a mad dash out to Colorado to pick up Seth and bring him home. Virtually the same kind of trip. We just didn't stop at any hotels along the way. We slept in the van, if we slept, and yeah, literally drove straight there, packed his stuff in the van. We were at where he was for what, 10 minutes?
Maybe.
And
just long enough.
Right back on the road. And so the biggest difference.
More lumpy.
Yeah, it was more lumpy. That's a good description. Kansas is definitely not as flat as I recall it from my childhood, and definitely not as flat as what we were thinking it was from our travels a few years ago. But it was funny because going out this time, hubby and I knew what to expect, and it was my mom that kept getting the situation confused. And I kept it, Mom, this is it. This is Kansas. This is what it is. No, it wasn't hilly like this before. Well, I'm pretty sure they didn't build the hills in the last 20 years, just saying.
I'm sure they've been there for a few 100,000 years.
It kind of became this running mantra between her and I. It wasn't this hilly. They didn't build them, Mom.
And we went the same way each time.
Well, no, going out we went the same way
Yeah.
as you and I did last time. Coming back, we actually came back a partially different route.
Well, yeah.
Through Kansas, we came on 75. But then the hotel that we stayed at, which was the final hotel, which was the one. By the way,
Really
my
nice.
mom is never allowed to pick a hotel for my travels again, ever. Oh my God! If you guys saw in the video that first hotel, which is the one that she booked.
Oh, it was nasty.
Oh my God, it was horrible. I wouldn't even let our bags sit on the floor. Like they were on the tables. There was no TV. There was supposed to be a refrigerator and a microwave. Not that I think I would have used them in the condition that this place was in. I would not have put food in those refrigerators. Definitely will never stay at that one again. That was a La Quinta in Independence, Missouri.
It was bad. Whoever had the hotel was actually painting. Well, it looked more like spray paint than anything else, but they were painting.
You could tell it was a roller because there was like marks where the roller went up that far and then the roller went up this far.
There was gaps.
And they
everywhere.
Didn't trim anything, so
and
it was funky, weird colors,
orange,
like pumpkin orange, and then
weird.
Neon green.
It was weird.
And there was and it's been that way for a while. And when I asked the front desk, kind of jokingly, I'm like, "Oh, we're in the middle of a remodel." The one lady rolled her eyes, and the other, I think it was a woman, was the other person was like, "Yeah, you could say that." I was like, "Okay."
It was just nasty, and everybody that was in there that I saw looked like they were like homeless crack addicts,
transient, desperate, unfunded people.
It was not a good place to be.
Then once we got to Lakeland, outside of Denver and Aurora, Colorado, we were at another La Quinta, the one that I booked.
It was nice.
And I actually booked a handicap room for a reason. I know with my wheelchair, it's just nice to have that extra space, which came in very handy. Was very nice. I didn't do a very good room tour of it. Hubby and I did kind of do a room tour, but by that point, we were so tired from getting there. And the traffic in Aurora and Denver is just insane. I couldn't do it. I couldn't live there. But anyway, very clean facility. The one hiccup we had with that place was I booked it on our card, on our debit card. But my mom was paying for it with hers. Well, they wouldn't let us pay with her card if it was in my name on the reservation with my card.
Stupid.
I was like, and so I was trying to get a hold, because I did it through booking.com. Who, by the way, does not have a phone number for you to call.
You can't contact anybody.
I tried 15 minutes to figure out how to call somebody there.
Can't do it.
Can't do it. And so thankfully, oh gosh, Celeste, the young lady behind the counter, kindly, and I had, so yeah, let me backtrack a little bit more. The first La Quinta we stayed at, the nasty one, I actually called this one. I was like, "Hey, listen, here's what's going on. Please tell me I'm not going to encounter this at your hotel, because if so, I'm canceling now and booking somewhere else." I'm like, this is the foulest and most disgusting thing. I can't say that we've ever stayed in, because that would be untrue. That one in Columbus, by far the worst.
Yeah, they actually literally had hobos sleeping out in the parking lot, like just laying out in the parking lot.
Just laying out in the park. It was, and the floor. Remember that floor?
Oh, don't even want to think about it.
I dropped my toothbrush. I said, "Oh, that's staying."
Yeah, and it just stayed there.
I didn't touch it.
That's probably the worst one we've
ever stayed at. But anyway, so Celeste was like, "Oh, no," on the phone. She's like, "It won't be that way here. I promise. We have all the amenities that we've promised, and it's very clean." She goes, "I'm not trying to toot our own horn, but we do maintain our hotel very nicely." And I had requested a first floor room, and she said, "Well, I'm going to be honest with you. You requested a first floor room, and La Quinta is a pet-friendly hotel chain." And she said, "We generally put people with animals on the first floor, so some of those rooms will have an animal smell, even though we try to maintain them and clean them." She's like, "You'd be better off moving up to the second or third floor." I said, "That's fine, as long as it's near the elevator and it's a handicapped room, that's fine." And yeah, we were literally right off the elevator. The elevator opened up and you walked right there to it. Fabulous room.
It was nice. It was nice. Other than, now the lady who was working there, I call her, like, she was actually a kid. But
she was young.
She was young. She was nice.
She was very nice.
She was very nice, but their stupid rules wouldn't allow.
But it's not her rules. That's
I said
not her
there,
fault.
as in the company.
But she did waive the $90 cancellation fee for us. So what she did was, and she gave us the room at the booking.com price, which technically was $50 below their normal price. So I kudos to Celeste for hooking us up that way and taking care of us.
Which could have all been solved just by taking her mother's credit card.
Just by taking my mom's
ridiculous.
freaking debit card. But, lesson learned from now on.
So, but the other thing, that one didn't. Did that one serve a breakfast? They did.
Yeah, they had that really nice breakfast.
They had a decent breakfast.
Yeah, the first La Quinta said it had a breakfast. It did not.
They did not.
That was another thing.
Yeah.
So anyway, it served its purpose very nicely. It was very nicely located too for where we needed to go.
It was just it was a decent, generally just decent.
Yeah. So.
And then we went to the viewing thing. Well, it wasn't a viewing.
Celebration of
Life.
Got to hang out with some family for a
which
little bit.
was at a very small.
It's a small civic theater. Place.
Yeah.
And apparently the church rents out that space. They just recently started using that space.
Everybody was really nice.
Everybody was extremely friendly that had to deal with that church. So anyway, that was all fine and dandy. It was kind of a bummer that we didn't get to...
I got to meet some of your family members from England.
Yes, some of my family from England was here. Unfortunately, the family from Grand Junction wasn't there. I was really wanting hubby to meet Sandy and Joel, and they couldn't show up for some reason or another.
Yeah, family from England made it, but the people...
Well, the family from England were already in Texas when Miss Dana passed, and so they just booked a flight and flew into Denver from Texas, and then they car hired. They don't call it rent a car. They car hired.
They have interest. She's actually English.
Yes, he's from here, but they met over there.
But he, I guess, was in the military when he was younger, and that's how they met. He just stayed over there. But yeah, they were nice. Everybody was nice. Whoever I talked to, they were all generally nice people.
I have pretty good people in my family. It was really nice. One of my cousins that I spoke to, his name was also David. I hadn't spoken to him since 1996, the summer of 96, right before hubby and I met. And neither one of us even remembered each other because that's how quickly he walked into the event that was going on that day. He walked in, said hey to everybody, and then left. So, and his dad is antisocial entirely, so we didn't have anything to do with his dad. Entirely. So, then...
Well,
Go ahead.
We had a couple personal goals.
I was just getting ready to start that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
Her personal goal was to hit $1 or $2 At
trees. Least.
My personal goal was getting to a dojo.
At least one.
So we'll say that neither one of those occurred. We were supposed to be getting some money coming into our account, which never showed up. So we didn't have the money to
It
go
showed
to
up,
the
we were
Dollar
almost
Tree.
home. We were 5 hours from home when it finally showed up.
She was nice enough to take me to 4 different dojos.
I was determined. For everything that he was doing to help my mama and me, my thing was, Dollar Trees, I can go everywhere, right? But dojos, yes, he can go to a dojo anywhere we go, but he never asked for anything. This man totally gives constantly and never asks me for much of anything.
That's not true. I constantly demand stuff and never give anything in return.
So it was very important to me that he got to do this.
So the first 2 we stopped at didn't even exist anymore.
Wait. So the first one we found relatively easily. The second one, the GPS kept sending us in a circle.
Oh, yeah. It was,
literally. And I'm like,
ridiculous.
Okay, that means it's right here. We're just not seeing it.
Take a U-turn. And we're in a parking lot.
We're literally in a strip mall parking lot.
And it was ridiculous.
So I stopped. There's a guy walking.
Oh, yeah, the drunk guy.
I said, sir.
Well, he was drunk and high.
Sir, do you know about blah, blah, dojo around here? He goes,
yeah, he started acting like he was doing cryo hilarious.
He was kicking us.
And then he's like, no, I have no clue.
No, I don't know. Thank you, and you have a good day. Richard goes, we are not asking anybody else. I said, oh, I want to ask like 10 more people now, because that was hilarious.
Yeah, he was drunk and high.
Oh my God, he was so funny though.
And I think there was a dispensary right there.
Yes, there was.
So he had just come out of that dispensary because Colorado.
And, there was a bar and a dispensary right beside it, which I thought they actually weren't allowed to do.
I don't know, but
I don't know the Colorado.
So the first
laws,
one was the jiu-jitsu school. The building was there. Mm-hmm. The signage was there. But there was nothing in the building.
And they were supposed to be there.
It was done.
But it was empty.
The second one was a McDojo karate school it's what it was. A McDojo karate school in a strip mall.
He means it's your run-of-the-mill cookie-cutter dojo. If you're picturing a karate school in your head, that's what it looked like.
It's basically...
He calls them a McDojo.
Well, McDojos are just, like she said, but their whole basis is just to get money out of parents to teach their kids stuff that isn't realistic or good.
So anyway.
But anyway, so that one wasn't open.
And again,
if it still existed.
And again, Google said it was. Now they still had all their signage.
They had all their signage and everything.
Windows were all still full of stuff.
You couldn't see in because they had it completely blacked out, which is another issue I have with if you're hiding what's inside a dojo. Probably not a good idea to be there in the first.
Probably shouldn't take your kids there.
But anyway,
never good.
So those two were.
Although some karateists and martial artists have this philosophy that it's supposed to be kept secret.
Yeah,
you can't know unless you take my class.
Well,
so anyway, we're going off on a karate tangent here in this video.
The third one was a Muda Kwan school.
Oh yeah, the one over by that pie shop. Oh yeah, I got to tell about that.
And I stopped off there and talked to him, and all they had was kids classes, and
but he knew of a Kempo school, a Hawaiian Kempo school, and they were open. They talked to me with people inside. They talked to me, but clearly they weren't really interested. If I wasn't going to actually sign up for classes and start throwing out money, they didn't want to talk to me. Snobby just kills me. Yeah. Why? So anyway, they weren't going to have classes for like another 3.5 hours. Yeah, and we were like 30 minutes from the hotel. So it didn't happen. Now, when we were at the celebration of life, there was a jiu-jitsu school right next door. And did you go check it out? I like 3 times. Aww. He kept going off on hikes because we got there really early. So I was walking around because it was kind of in a strip mall too. And I was walking around and saw the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu school. And there was still mats and stuff in there, and they had stuff hanging up. So I would take a stretch and walk out, and because they didn't have any signage about hours. Times or anything. So that's another thing. These places don't. So like I went outside 3 times and went for a walk, and walked over there to see if there was anybody in there, and there never was. So I didn't get to go to any schools. Didn't get to really train anything, which was and she didn't get no Dollar Trees. So it was kind of funny because I wasn't even finding Dollar Trees either. It was hard to even find them. Yeah. And if you Google Dollar Trees in Denver, Colorado, there's tons. There's like 50, and I'm not exaggerating. There was literally 50. I didn't see them anywhere. It was kind of cool though, because we were driving. We were trying to find a Walmart or something that when we found. No, we were headed to the venue. And we come up to the stop sign. I'm like, this looks familiar. Oh, yeah. And I'm looking around like, oh, this is where the pie shop is. This is where the pie shop is. Which is also where that Muda Kwan school was. Exactly. Yeah. So when Richard and I were on our travels and we stayed with my cousin and his wife, Dana, they took us to this little pie shop in this little strip mall. And that happened to be where the pie shop was. I'm like, oh my God, I wish I had time to go. But anyway, that didn't happen either. I didn't get to go to the barbecue restaurant we wanted to go to. We didn't have any money. We didn't have any money. No money at all. Mom kept offering to loan us the money, but I hate owing any money like that, and it just wasn't worth it to me. It's not like if, you need a vehicle repair or something done and you just don't have the money for that. That's different than just shopping. I don't borrow money to just shop. So anyway. But the last hotel we stayed at. So we're on the way home. Oh yeah. Kind of had to quibble with my mom a couple of times on when to stop. I don't know why. She kept wanting to stop like every hour. And I understand she was uncomfortable and in pain. But every time you stop adds 30 minutes to your trip. Even though you're not stopped for a full 30 minutes, trust me, it adds 30 minutes. Plus, it was much more stress on my husband because now she can't walk and he's having to push her back and forth to the bathroom. And I'm trying not to overstress him by unloading that chair because
push her all right, right off a freaking cliff.
My mom's hilarious. She was telling him where and how to push her in the wheelchair.
She was directing me on the proper way of pushing her in the wheelchair.
I'm like, Mom, he's done this for years now. It's good. You're fine. But anyway,
I'll be honest. The only reason that I did it
because I asked him to.
Because she asked me to.
Yeah.
I would have honestly. I would have done it once or twice, but she kind of got on my nerves. I would have told her no after 2 or 3 times. I would have said I can't. I would have lied to her and said my arm was hurting. Technically, my arm is still hurting.
Say your arm, which we've got to call them. What time is it? We've got to get them called.
But I would have exaggerated the injury just to not do it. But I didn't do that because she asked me to do it.
My husband is amazing, and he did it. Yes, you are.
Anyway.
So she wanted to stop at basically what was 3 hours worth of actual driving time, and I put my foot down and said, no, we're getting to Kansas City.
She wanted to get a hotel right then and there and just stay.
I'm like, that means I would have a 12-hour drive the next day. Are you freaking nuts?
We would have never gotten home.
And so we were sitting at a rest stop, and I firmly said to her, we're making it to Kansas City. Oh, sis, that's so far. Mom, suck it up. Figure it out and suck it up. We're doing this. And so I got on my phone and I booked us a hotel. Now, I will say that the hotel wasn't quite where I thought it was. It was actually a 30-minute detour off of our route. But
it was a distance, but it was
worth it.
It was so freaking nice.
It was a Fairfield Inn at Kansas City Airport, and now I can't remember the name of the road. I had it in my head until 2 minutes ago, and I've already deleted it from my phone.
But it was really nice.
Extremely. The room was literally inside the door. Like,
it was fantastic.
Desk, turn, room. It was awesome. Now, Mom decided she wanted to order pizza, but she wanted a place that had pasta. So I called the front desk. Hey, can you recommend a pizza place that has pizza and pasta and will deliver out here? And so they told us this place. The pizza was good, not great.
It was good.
I've had worse, but I've had better. And Mom ordered this pasta Alfredo. If I ate Alfredo, she and I could have eaten that pasta for like 3 meals. It was a lot of pasta in that bowl. But the order came to like almost $50, and she about peed her pants. Like, this was your idea. I'm just telling you, it's your idea.
Yeah, it's a pretty small pizza.
And the pizza was not very big, yeah. But anyway, the next morning, hubby, of course, is up and out the door before anybody else, just to be out the door. And he finds the breakfast area, and it was nice.
Holy cow.
Nice. They had little bitty quiches. They had sausage,
frittatas,
egg and cheese croissants. They had muffins. They had bananas. They had cereal. It
was nice.
I can't remember everything they had. It was just really nice. And it was the same price as what we paid for the one in Lakeland, about $100 a night. And the one in Lakeland had bagels and fruit and yogurt.
And that was it. They had hard-boiled eggs.
Oh, hard-boiled eggs.
Because I ate like 3
and
of
juice.
them. Yeah.
But yeah,
that last one was
Fairfield
freaking
Inn,
awesome.
Ooh, and the room was, now we didn't do a handicap room. We just did a standard room, just because I was tired from driving, and when I was booking it, I didn't think to say handicap on the reservation, but it was fine. It was spacious enough. So that one was really, really nice. And then the next morning, I basically looked at Mom and said, listen, I'm pushing hard. Sit over there and sleep if you got to. I don't freaking care. I'm not stopping unless I absolutely have to.
And she insisted on sitting up in the front seat because she said it made her feel better. And the back seat was much more comfortable and much more roomy. I don't know what her thing was. I'll be honest. Because I sat up in the front seat for a little bit. It wasn't bad, but sitting in the back seat was so much better.
More comfortable for you.
Yeah.
So anyway, pushed hard, got home without any incident really. We found, so it was Thanksgiving Day. on the last day, and at one of our stops, hubby was like, "We've been here before." So we realized that when we were doing he recognized it. On our big adventure, while heading to Marceline, Missouri, we stopped at this rest stop or gas station. It was a Casey's, and right across the street was a what? Dollar Holla store. Of course, they were closed.
Because I remember we went into that dollar store
looking for something. I don't remember what.
It was. I think it was plates and
something kitchen
silverware, plasticky silverware and stuff.
Something kitchenry.
Yeah, but I remembered seeing the area and it just hit me. I'm like, dude, I've been in that Dollar Tree, and she's like, how could you have been in that Dollar Tree?
I'm like, when was that? And then we're sitting there and we're talking about it, and I'm like,
and then she came up with
on our way to Marceline. This is how we came in through Marceline. So we're on 110. So heading out of that hotel.
Yeah, when we left the
GPS
hotel,
didn't take us back to 75. It took us out 110.
Yeah.
Smaller roads. More to me, it's more scenery. I think it's a little funner to drive.
Depending
I was
on
still
the purpose.
I was still doing 70 and 75. You know, the speed limit wasn't 55. I was still able to do 70 and 75.
So
I did have to kind of jump on my mom's case a couple of times because she'd be like, "You're speeding. Speed limit's 70. I'm doing 72. It's fine. Let me go. Shut up. Go to sleep." Like, I really had to kind of talk to her sometimes like I was talking to a 2-year-old. But anyway, do it to everybody a lot these days. It's getting frustrating.
So
Grow up, people.
going there, we went down 70, right?
75.
75.
Right? Or 70. Is it 70?
I think it's 70.
Okay, it might be 70. My bad.
Anyway.
Yeah, because east and west is even numbers, north and south is odd. So yeah, it was 70.
I have a rest stop. I have the rest stop.
Out of Topeka, Kansas. Right outside of Topeka.
Right outside of Topeka,
and it's on the
Kansas.
north side of the highway.
Going, you have to hit a left exit to get off on it.
No.
Yes.
Because coming back was a left exit.
It's a left exit.
Okay, I'll take your word because you know this place better than I do.
It's a left exit.
It's his rest stop. I'm not going to argue with him on it.
But it's the one, and I've got video of it. It's the one that you can get up on the roof and look around.
And it's got like a mountainous hill behind it.
It's got like a little mountainous hill on the back.
Isn't there a statue or something up there?
Well, you follow this little trail through the woods, and at the very, very back where you can't see it from the road, you have to actually... But they have a monument to windmills back there. And I've got video on my...
That's the craziest thing to have a monument to.
Yeah. I've got video of it, and I fell in love with that place, and I wanted to stop on the way there. Well, we passed it because I wasn't 100% sure where it was at, but I knew it was close. And
I didn't know I was supposed to really be looking for it.
Since it was a left-hand exit, we were
missed
in the right lane, and we couldn't get over fast. Anyway, we missed it. So I'm like, okay, on the way back, I want to hit that. Well,
and I tried.
On the way back, it was dark. I mean, like dark. And there's no reason to hit it on the way back because... Well,
it wasn't quite dark, but it was like so dusky that it was dark.
It was dark enough I couldn't have played in I couldn't have had my
done a video.
So anyway, we didn't get a stop with that either.
So, anyway.
But we made it back. Everybody was still alive. Maybe barely. A little angrier, but...
Barely. We were exhausted. So anyway, I just... wanted to kind of do why there's not a second travel part video.
There wasn't really a lot to see that we haven't already. And I was
busy driving.
Yeah, she drove the whole way.
I drove the entire way back.
I wasn't.
Oh, I also want to tell you guys.
I couldn't drive because her mom wouldn't let me drive the vehicle because when she rented it, the insurance only covered 2 people. It was Shirley, and they were talking about putting me on it. I said no. I said you put. Because I wasn't going to, I'll be honest, I wasn't going to put up with her mom's attitude while I was driving. Wasn't going to do it. So Michelle said she would have her name on it. And Shirley wouldn't let me drive, even if I had wanted to, because my name wasn't on the insurance. So Michelle got stuck with the entire trip back.
And I'm fine with that. Don't think that I was upset at all. I was trying to find it because I found them for my Amazon cart, but now I'm not finding it. Hold on.
And I was quite happy not driving. To be totally honest, I don't mind driving. But nowadays, honestly, I can only drive for 5 or 6 hours before I'm tired.
Found him. Okay. So Mom, at one of the rest stops on our way out, found, oh, that's not the same one. Hold on. Dang it, I want to find the one.
That's it.
But it doesn't, oh, there it is.
That's it.
So, oh, that one's mint. Ooh. Okay, so she found these. They're called Driving Energy Dark Chocolates. Game changer. So at first, when she offered it to me when we were driving out, I said, no, that stuff usually gives me headaches. I'd rather not deal with it. But on the way back, I was like, or no, almost there on the way out, the second day of driving, I was like, let me try half of one of those and see how it does. It was awesome. I didn't get because a lot of those things make my head feel like funky and I feel like a medicine head. This just made me awake. Like I wasn't super spazzo energy. I wasn't crazy off the walls, you know, with my head going 50 directions. I was just energy and awake. But when we got to the hotel, I was able to go to bed. It was cool. So, highly recommend those. Those were like game changers. And on the trip back, I ended up not using one until the second day, and we were about halfway home, and I'm like, all right, Mom, time to break out those energy bars. And then we kept trying to find them on the way home, and we couldn't find them anywhere. Couldn't find them at any of the rest stops.
No rest stops.
But I found them on Amazon, and
no convenience stores. None of the places that we stopped on the way.
You better bet I'm buying those the next time we
They are expensive, though.
Well, when she bought them, she paid $1 a bar. And it's like a Ghirardelli square. It's about that size. This is $39 for a whole box of, go back. Oh, this phone. How many are in there? 50. Okay. So that's actually a better price, you know. But, yeah, awesome things. Okay, guys, I'm going to end this. I'm not even sure how long we've been talking.
Probably a while. This is going to probably be a 45-minute video.
Oh, I hope not. Sorry if it is. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.